Greetings and welcome to our daily Devo for today, Thursday, February the 15th today. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Hopefully you had opportunity, if you so chose, to tune in to the first day of Lent yesterday, Ash Wednesday. And today we are obviously then in day 2 of Lent. And today's reading is the first chapter of Genesis. And instead of having my head down reading all of that, I'm trying to have it on the screen of my laptop here in nice big print so that I can at least make better eye contact with folks. So that's today's devotion on this second day of Lent, Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And evening passed, and morning came, making the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a space between the waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." And that is what happened. God made this space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens. God called the space sky. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky flow together into one place, so dry ground may appear." And that is what happened. God called the dry ground land, and the waters seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the land sprout with vegetation, every sort of seed-bearing plant and trees that grow seed-bearing fruit. These seeds will then produce the kinds of plants and trees from which they came." And that is what happened. The land produced vegetation, all sorts of seed-bearing plants, and trees with seed-bearing fruit. Their seeds produced plants and trees of the same kind, and God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the third day. And then God said, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them be signs to mark the seasons, days, and years. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth." And that is what happened. God made 2 great lights, the larger one to govern the day and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set these things in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the 4th day. Then God said, "Let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that scurries and swarms in the water, and every sort of bird, each producing offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. And then God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And evening passed, and morning came, marking the 5th day. And then God said, "Let the earth produce every sort of animal, each producing offspring of the same kind, livestock, small animals that scurry along the ground, and wild animals." And that is what happened. God made all sorts of wild animals, livestock, and small animals, each able to produce offspring of the same kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make human beings in our image to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. And then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. And then God said, look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And that is what happened. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. Genesis 1:1 has been called the most pregnant verse in all the Bible. Simply put, everything began with God. And so it was all really good. It was a kind of good that should have filled up the whole world. You see the great mandate there in verse 28, be fruitful and multiply. It's the foundational paradigm for all missiology, or all studies and plans for missions. It calls God's people to live as his sent ones in every part of life, in every part of the world. It was Adam and Eve's commission to do this, and it is ours too. I think the picture painted here, even before there were other people to go and be on mission to, the mission was what God had created. And eventually, the human race is created on that sixth day, and there will be multiplied millions more. The animals, the oceans, all that God created. The mission of humankind was to care for it, to nurture it, to receive sustenance from it. All the pieces of the puzzle put together in those 6 days of creation. And so that's still our commission. When God so loved the world, John 3:16, he loved everything he created. That's what the word world means, everything. He loved it so much. And we find out from Paul in Romans 8 that all of creation is groaning under the curse that came upon the world when Adam and Eve sinned. Our prayer for the day is this: Father, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your eyes saw my unformed body, and all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Thank you for creating so well and for sharing with me the task to fill your earth with good. Lord, may your earth be filled with the good knowledge of your glory as waters cover the sea. Amen. And blessings to you today on this second day of Lent.